Oh, hello there! Can I let you in on the little secret?
I like Shrek.
In fact, ask anyone and they'll tell you Shrek is their favourite DreamWorks movie. Excuse me, sir, for $1, what's your favourite DreamWorks movie?
I don't know, Shark Tale?
You see, ladies and gentlemen, Shrek Tale, what did I tell you? But just how good are Shrek video games? Why is he so prominent in pop culture more than 20 years later? Why am I wearing ladies' underwear? I aim to answer these questions in this video, so come on, let's go see how many layers this onion has.
Which one should we start with?
Three, number three, my lord. Oh, okay. Number three.
If you've played a Shrek game, chances are that it was Shrek 2. I remember this one being pretty good as a kid, and while it is rough around the edges, it's probably one of the better movie tie-in games. It's a pretty basic action platformer where each level gives you 4 characters with unique abilities that you can switch between on the fly. Each level tries to change it up with different objectives, such as completing odd jobs for the king in Far, Far Away, sneaking through the prison to rescue Shrek, or doing an offbeat rhythm game to beat Puss in Boots. You can also play through the whole game with 4 players, though the way the levels are designed, you're not so much cooperating with each other, but just waiting for one person to do something only they can do. If anyone runs off the map, you all get sent back to the last checkpoint. And it will happen. Again, and again, and again. But at least real people are better in combat than the AI that just straight up forget to fight. There are also these hero time sections where one character gets the spotlight and has to complete a solo activity, but again, in multiplayer, it's just one person playing while everyone else watches. Completing quests will unlock these bonus levels, but they're nothing special, just a way to get more coins which you spend on health and damage upgrades.
Showed her numbers, statistics, blind jabbets, and widgets. He even showed her a couple of...
Uh-oh, this game just got cancelled. Let's go see what else there is. Shrek's Carnival Craze party games, brought to you by DreamWorks for the Sony PlayStation 2, is just a collection of really jank minigames. You can play them with up to 4 players in sets of 5 to see who the champion is, but honestly, why would you even want to? Most of the minigames control like garbage or give your hands RSI with the amount of button mashing involved, and each of these cheap replacement voice actors have about 2 lines they repeat over and over.
The things I do to win a crown. The things I do to win a crown. The things I do to win a crown. The things I do to win a crown.
Charming, you're a loser.
The things I do to win a crown.
Fortunately, most minigames only last around 60 seconds, so I guess a minute in hell isn't so bad. Except for this one, which goes on for way longer than it should, but at least it's one of the better games, I guess? There really isn't much else to say about this one. It's good for a painful laugh with friends for about half an hour, but there's not much staying power beyond that. But if you want a better party game, Shrek Super Party is just like Mario Party, if you were in a fever dream. Nothing makes sense, nothing is explained, and every character has a large bobblehead that makes them all look like this guy. Alright, I'll do my best to explain what's going on. So basically you need to collect Shrek juice, which you get from bugs, which you can steal from other players when you win in the minigames, but you only get juice if you get matching sets of bugs, and some bugs are worth more. There's a board you move around by rolling the dice, which isn't actually a dice, and you get to pick a path, which also gives you Shrek juice at the end, and the amount increases each turn, so you want to take a little longer to get there for the most juice, but not too long so another player grabs it before you. Each space on the board has a different effect, like starting a minigame or stealing juice from someone, or these boots, which I have no idea what they do because none of us could get the ball to land there. And that's how the game works. Following? The minigames are much better this time around in that they are actually competent and don't make you feel like you're being donkey kicked in the gumdrop buttons. And also, it's like the only game I played where you can be Lord Farquaad. So, for me, that makes this game perfect.
Ugh, it's hideous.
Well, that's not very nice. It's just a donkey.
Hey, look what I found! Shooting magic dust out a giant bullfrog's nostril! Stop! Donkey! Stop!
I'm suddenly not hungry anymore.
Shrek Smash and Crash Racing is just one in a long line of games trying to ape the success of the real king of the kart racing genre, Crash Team Racing. Honestly, I think this game is actually trying to trick you into thinking that it is Crash Team Racing with Crash in the title and this yellow to red gradient that you find in most Crash games. Onto the game itself, it doesn't really bring anything new to the table, and I can't even call it a standard kart racer since it's missing a lot of key features. You can't throw items behind you, there's no catch-up mechanic for players coming last, it doesn't have 4-player multiplayer,
and I'm wearing ladies' underwear because it's so goddamn comfortable.
The driving has a good sense of speed, but not a good sense of momentum. This beanstalk track is kind of like the equivalent of Rainbow Road, and going down it at breakneck speed was probably the most fun I had playing this. But then again, whenever you land from a jump, you lose all momentum from the direction you were going, and you just start driving into wherever you're facing. Also, hitting any obstacle immediately stops you dead. I'd skip this one. There are better competitive action games with Shrek in them, like this one. Shrek SuperSlam is a party brawler with some similarities to Super Smash Bros., but it's on a 3D plane instead of 2D, and rather than trying to knock your opponents off a map, you score points by hitting them with a slam attack. There's a decent roster of playable fighters, but what's strange is they've missed some recognizable characters while making up entirely new ones. Maybe I'm not up with the latest Shrek lore, but I don't remember Quasimodo, the Black Knight, or goddamn Humpty Dumpty in the movies. This is a fun time in 4-player multiplayer, but if you're anything like Donkey,
I don't have any friends.
there's plenty of single-player content for you as well. There's a brief story mode with some preset fights that unlock you some alternate costumes, and the presentation of some of the cutscenes here is surprisingly good.
Give me a shot of your best milk and a cookie chaser.
It's also got this mega challenge map, which is kind of like the World of Light mode in Smash Ultimate, giving you battles with unique objectives to play through. And look, the loading screen has a little Shrek running like he's absolutely destroying the Westminster Agility Championship. Come on! Invite your friends over, make some parfait and waffles, and have a fun time in this beating each other up.
Wait, what's this? This isn't Shrek. Who gives a fuck what if Tony Stark can do a kickflip?
Well, did you know that in Tony Hawk's Underground 2 that Shrek is an unlockable character? After beating the story mode or inputting the super secret cheat code, you unlock everyone's favorite ogre that you can play through the entire classic mode with. Instead of spraying a tag on the wall, he just burps his signature S onto it, and I even made a special trick befitting his abilities.
And what's this? Australia level? That's right, it's me again, Bruce Dingo, and it looks like we've got another game set in the land down under. Bondi Beach, Telstra phone booths, prawns on the barbie, none of that bloody shrimp business. And check this out, traditional First Nations transport device that they use to... Okay, shore's over, get out me swamp.
Australia. What kind of made-up fairy tale place is that? Okay, so we've looked at official Shrek games as well as a cameo appearance, so what's next? Well, the love for Shrek is so strong that the modding community just can't help putting him in every game. Want to replace your flying broomstick with a majestic rideable Shrek in Hogwarts Legacy? Or how about making these chainsaw guys even scarier in the Resident Evil 4 remake? Or shaking up the competition by making it the latest challenger in Smash?
But why Shrek? What makes him so appealing all of these years later? Is it the collective nostalgia we have for the movies with their great comedic writing and incredible soundtracks? Or is it simply that there's a little bit of Shrek in all of us, just wanting to be left alone and not caring what anyone thinks? Whatever the reason, you can't deny that Shrek is among the pop culture icons with the most staying power, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon. No game is safe, no genre is safe. Shrek will take over all of video games until there is nothing left but the cold, damp swamp.
Subscribe if you want to please Shrek.